find the best way to start tomatoes is in a Jiffy tray. I fill it up with a little bit of water, and then I put the starter plugs in, wait about a half an hour, and then drop the seeds in. You want to do this when it's still cold outside, and then you have time for your seeds to germinate. Usually I let the Jiffy plugs sit in the tray with the water for about 10 minutes, then they get full, and then I let them sit in a tray with no water for probably about a half an hour to an hour. This allows the dirt to set up. Otherwise, you put the seeds in the starter plugs and they get sucked to the bottom, or they fall to the bottom. Something planted at the wrong depth won't grow. You can use a cheap grow tent and a small light to help get everything going without stretching. You want to clear your greenhouse out of any debris and make sure it looks safe to grow in. You don't want mold or mildew or anything like that growing on your plants. I live somewhere where it gets very cold, so most of the stuff that would be living, it died over the winter, except for we do have wood ticks that like to camp out in our greenhouse. And then in the summer, in the spring, when we open it up and we first start working in there, there's a whole load of wood ticks that we find on us. I think I found like 12 in the first week. Mandy, she probably found like 18. So, wasn't much fun in the first couple days. Plus it was freezing cold outside. And as you can see, I can't even throw a pole. But I tried. Anyway, I didn't break anything, so the one thing that I always try to remember is that the earlier you start your greenhouse, the better you're going to be in the end. Even if some of the plants don't survive, you can always replant those. So I always grow extra plants, and then I replace the ones that completely froze or they became too shocked to survive. This season, cucumbers. It was definitely the cucumbers that didn't make it. As you can see, they were pretty good at the beginning, doing real well. I had squash and cucumbers and melons, broccoli, tomatoes all started in the beginning. And unfortunately, the cucumbers didn't make it and the melons are dying off too. But usually I sow those from seed anyway, directly in the ground, and they turn out the best that way. But this year, with the pandemic and everything, I figured I'd try to jumpstart into the season. But unfortunately, the season didn't end until like 5 days after it was supposed to. We had snow, we had frost, and it just wouldn't stop. As you can see, we start each season by rototilling the greenhouse with 10-10-10 amendments in the soil. That way it keeps it built up and we don't have to worry about depletion or crop rotation, anything like that. We have plenty of worms in the ground, and they would normally do the amending for us, but unfortunately it gets so cold and it freezes so quickly that even the worms can't move throughout the soil in the winter time. And then as soon as it's thawed, we're pretty much growing in it every year. So we gotta amend it with a little something. It's usually cow manure, earthworm castings, bat guano, bones, blood, fish emulsion, eggshells, coffee grounds, natural compost. But any way that you look at it, you can't mess up your soil too much as long as you're not using a bunch of chemicals in it. Avoid chemicals at all costs. summer I plan on trying to start a flower business in this greenhouse, but unfortunately, the pandemic may last for just about ever, and I don't know if I can afford to do that anymore. But who knows, maybe my YouTube channel will take off and then I can afford to buy nice things like all new siding for the greenhouse, a new roof, new venting, fans, all the stuff necessary to produce great flowers or even great vegetables. I'm more than happy to grow vegetables for people during this pandemic. It's just a matter of space and time. And to be honest with you, my back, I'm getting older and I have multiple sclerosis, as I said 1.5 million times. I mean, watch me trying to till this soil. I'm like a bear on a ball at the circus. I don't know, the only thing worse than watching me try to work is watching me try to climb ladders. Holy cats. But anyway, so that's why the roof vent took a while to get fixed the other day. But after a bunch of sweat and tears and blood, and I think Mandy got some bites from the bugs and a couple falls by both of us, we got it done. We got it punched out, and my dad helped a lot, and so did my mom, to be frank. They were the ones that ended up coming in and saving the greenhouse by putting a couple roof vents on the night of 22 degrees, or I would have never been able to keep the plants alive. And they also purchased the 3 stand heaters that kept the greenhouse alive. So yeah, big shout out to them too. Could have never have done it without them. Family during a crisis and during this pandemic is everything, is what I'm coming to find out, and I'm pretty sure everyone else is too. Unless, of course, you're one of the people that's staying at home, training and teaching the children. Holy cats, that's gotta be annoying. So we double dig our beds, which means that we go down, or we go over them twice, basically. We dig them twice as deep as they need to be. Everything is tilled twice, and we do that because then it's soil that's totally manageable for like onions, potatoes, anything basically. Whoa, sorry, that's not COVID, that's just something in my throat. But anyway, yeah, we dig the soil twice, that way the worms can move about a lot easier and keep the plants aerated at the soil level, providing the roots with oxygen, and the plants can also grow a lot taller that way and a lot quicker, because most of the stuff that we grow is vines. We have cucumbers, melons, tomatoes, squash, zucchini. Zucchini is a squash, but either way, you know what I'm saying? Everything we grow, everything I focus on is a vine most of the time. Even the nasturtiums are vines. The only thing that's not vines is like the broccoli and the buckwheat and the Brussels sprouts. Maybe some chard.
these are the Kraken peppers that you're doing?
Yep.
Okay, so we got a few things in, right? We got cucumbers are here. And
some of the sustainable stuff for the apocalypse.
And you keep talking.
We got broccoli in so far. We've got melons in. We've got I'm starting on cucumbers right now.
There's a melon, cucumbers, broccoli. Yeah, cucumbers.
Rototill here, so I hand fill. That messes in the top, whatever. That's my disclaimer for looking weak.
You look everything but weak, Ross.
Let the cucumbers go a little long because we started them early. Sit here and brush engineer the roots. I'm going to use a knife to cut them up. And that concludes the editing session for the day because I got sick and tired of dealing with crappy music that was royalty free.